For joining us tonight. My name is Brian Nieves. I am the senior trainer with Power Team International. I have the great pleasure of traveling all over the United States and doing training with Bill. I specialize in an area called using your book to promote you as a speaker, but we didn't come here tonight to hear about what I do. We have a very, very special panel that's going to join me. Where did all my panelists go? I see three of you. There's no. Okay, so if you four would come on. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pass this microphone around. I'm going to ask them a couple of questions that we believe would serve you as business owner members of our audience. And the first thing I'm going to ask them to do is just quickly introduce themselves and tell us a little bit about their area of expertise, what they do in the business world, what type of expertise do they bring to the business world. We'll start with you, and if you would, each person, Nick, when you're done, just pass the microphone on down, and then I'll sneak around behind you and collect the microphone at the other end. So
sure.
Go ahead, tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm going to double this up just because for video.
All right. I'm just attach this.
If it's going to make that horrible noise all night, we're not going to do it.
Oh, yeah. I'm just going to lock it in here because I wasn't expecting for a passing of the lapel around.
But we'll cut this out in video.
Just technical. My team's running the video also. All right, there we go. Sorry, guys.
So when he tells you about his area of expertise, it is not going to include audio visual.
Yeah, there we go. Wow, that's loud. Where's all that noise coming from? That's from the mic. Be gentle. Hey, I'm Nick Coe, and I'm the co-founder and chairman of Real Social Dynamics. We're a publishing agency for self-improvement, where we actually build our influencers from zero to having millions of followers. We've been doing it for 16 years, mostly in the dating world, where we'll have the unique thing that's kind of like Hitch, where you take guys out through individualized coaching. And we're also now into self-improvement and in all aspects, business, fitness. We do over 1,000 live events a year.
Awesome.
Wow.
Hi, my name is Riyad Hamdi, and I'm an entrepreneur, speaker, and author. And my area of expertise is Instagram.
Very good.
Good evening. My name is Dupé, Aleru. I'm a keynote speaker and curriculum and online course developer. So in a nutshell, I make course curriculum easy. I work with speakers, authors, and coaches and help them package their knowledge so that they can provide informative and sustainable solutions for their target audience.
Hi, I'm Deanne Chase. I'm a business attorney and strategic business growth expert. I help entrepreneurs and business owners to implement legal structures in their business.
And as I've already said, my name is Brian Nieves, and I teach people and have taught people literally on every corner of the globe how to use a book as a promotional tool for you to become a speaker. How it will benefit any kind of business. I don't care if you're a brain surgeon, a plumber, or a ditch digger, to have a microphone in one hand and your book in the other. So now what I want to do is I want to ask each one of you, let's say that you had 2 minutes to tell this audience the most important thing that you could pass on to them. If it was going to be the only 2 minutes that you would ever have with them, what would be the most important thing that you would want them to know that you could pass on to them that would be of the greatest benefit to them? All right, go.
And I'm going to have to apologize, but we're just not going to do this.
I have some tape. That's okay.
There we go. It's smaller. So what I would say to every entrepreneur and business owner is don't go cheap on your legal. Right? Don't try to save on structures that are really key to your business. Take a comprehensive approach to your legal structures. Look not only at your business entity, look at your contracts and what they say. Know what they say, know what they mean, and know how to enforce them. And then also take care when you're starting your business to make sure that you select a name that's not going to get you sued later by someone else who's already registered it. So, and all of that means when you put a plan together with measurable milestones, please be sure to budget appropriate for legal.
So what I would share with you guys is leverage social media to build an online brand. So if you don't have an online brand right now, social media is a great way to build that. Quickly, I'm going to share with you guys 3 C's that strategies that I use to build my online brand. First is clarity, understanding what it is that you're good at, what you're passionate about. And once you understand that, then the next C is content. Make sure that you are able to post content every day. There's different forms of content, video, audio, images, right? So whatever feels comfortable to you, figure out what that is. And then the 3rd C is consistency. You have to be consistent. You need to post every day, offer great value for your target audience. And yeah, that's about it.
My tips for you guys, train for legacy, don't train for life. When you get up when you get up in the morning, get up with agenda. Don't get up crying. 90% of people get up crying in the morning. Make sure you get up with agenda. And we'll all have 24 hours. We'll all have 24 hours. And when you go sleep when you're done. Don't go sleep when you're tired. This is the tips I'm gonna give you. Thank you.
My tip is that if you're going to be someone who's developing a personal brand, especially if you're in a public speaking niche, like a lot of the clients at Bill Walsh are trying to be a brand ambassador for you yourself. Make sure that you have a team of people, at least one person that will execute hardcore, meaning that he or she will live and die by the amount of work, content, and passionately will inspire you with that kind of work, especially if you're somebody who wants to be more of a content creator as opposed to an executor, or if you are an executor, make sure that you're controversially actually the person who gets some time to practice experiencing the speaking part, because then you'll be able to relate better with the people that you are trying to build that brand for.
Well, I bet you could probably guess what my piece of advice would be. My piece of advice would be, no matter what type of business you are in, through some of the tools that you've heard about here at the front of the room, and some of the things that you'll be hearing about tonight. The idea of getting a microphone in one hand and your book in the other is truly a game changer. It changes everything in any kind of business. The minute that the marketplace sees you as an author, they see you as an authority. As soon as the marketplace sees you as an author, they automatically value you above your competition. I tell people all the time, I say, if you will do a Google search for your profession and your city, what you're likely to find is pages and pages and pages of people who do the same or something significantly similar to what you do. And so we've got to have a way to stand out above the crowd. And becoming the person who wrote the book on it makes you stand out above the crowd. So now I just mentioned something about books. And so what I would like for each of you four to do is to think about the books that you've read. I have a feeling that each person up here is probably a voracious reader. Each of these panelists could probably give you a whole library of books that they've read. But what I'm going to ask you to do is think of the one book that was the most influential for you and a little bit about why that book was so influential for you.
My favorite book is Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I used to be someone who was really focused on just working really hard. And then I got addicted to going out to bars and clubs as a young guy and just focus on pleasure and fun. And it wasn't until I focused on developing a focus on principles, my core values, and what I wanted to develop that higher meaning to get me that higher happiness in my life. So my happiness was coming from my values and how I was working towards something that was more important to myself. I was really getting the gratitude and the inspiration to push myself further, and that enhanced my personal life and my work life.
My favorite book is Changing Your Thinking, Changing Your Life by Brian Tracy. And the reason I like this book because once I learned something from this book, sometimes 4 or 5 years ago when I get up in the morning and I tell my wife, my kids, I have a lazy day. I'm lazy, I don't know why. I realize I'm not lazy, I just have poor thinking. Like, you're not lazy, you just have poor thinking. Well, other people said, I'm tired. I told them, you're not tired, you're just uninspired. Uninspired. Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna have to go with Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, because that was probably the first personal development book that I've read. After being laid off, I was a classroom teacher, taught for 4 years, laid off every year I taught. And after that, I was like, what am I gonna do? So I read that book and decided to open up my own tutoring company. That was the first step into entrepreneurship, but I was definitely motivated by just the mindset shift, you know, going from employee to entrepreneur, business owner, and ever since I've owned my own businesses for the last 8 years, so it's been great.
So I'd say, since nobody else said it, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich.
Oh, yeah.
Because really, usually they tell you can't use that one, so nobody else did. But I like it because it really kind of taught me that, you know, you really, once you put things out into the universe, you say it, and it can become so.
Yeah.
And so that became very inspirational for me.
Well, normally we do advise them not to say Think and Grow Rich, and the reason that we do that is because I want to talk about it. I want to be the one to talk about it, and I will tell you, even though we've already heard something about Think and Grow Rich, how many of you have read the book Think and Grow Rich? How many of you have read the book Think and Grow Rich more than one time? Raise your hand. I can just tell you that is absolutely by far the most influential book I've ever read in my life. It is a book, those of you that have been to any of my courses, I see several of you in the room that are graduates of my course. You know that in that course, what do I talk about? Think and Grow Rich, Think and Grow Rich, Think and Grow Rich. Why? Because it's a book that teaches us how to manifest what we want in our lives, right? It's a book that teaches us the value of decision making and desire, and what happens when you mix those two things together. So what I would say, anybody in the room that has not yet read Think and Grow Rich, I would advise you to read Think and Grow Rich. If you've read Think and Grow Rich, my advice would be read Think and Grow Rich again. And if you've read it twice, what do you think my advice is going to be?
Read it again.
Read it the third time. I literally read Think and Grow Rich at least one time per year. Every year, in perpetuity, for the rest of my life, I will be reading that book at least once a year. Okay? All right, so this might be the final question. Here's what I want to ask each one of you to do. Let's just imagine that you are having a free, and let's just see how long this consultation is going to be. This is going to be a free 3-minute consultation. Actually, let's pretend that each of these people has paid you a handsome fee, and they're now having a 3-minute consultation with you for you to tell them a little bit about why your particular services are the best in your field. So I'm going to let you do like a 2-minute infomercial about you and your business. And then we'll collect your fees afterwards. All right? Go.
Oh, jeez. I wasn't prepared for this. You didn't give me this one in advance. So let's see. So so our consultation would say why I'm the best at what I do is because I'm a damn good attorney. I've been practicing law for over 20 years. I've worked with small businesses and entrepreneurs in virtually every courthouse in Southern California. I've seen it, I've done it, I've lived it. And unlike other attorneys, I listen to my clients, I respond to my clients, I am in touch with my clients, and I am able to communicate with them in a very simple manner, and to, I don't speak to my clients up in the air and look down upon them. We are a team, we're on the same team. So that's why I would say that I'm the best at what I do.
Give it up.
Okay, I'm the best because I'm the best. No, I'm just kidding. I feel like I am the leading authority for curriculum and online course development. I started developing curriculum for local school districts. So it was literally me walking into a local high school, offering a service, them saying yes, telling me that they didn't have any money, me developing a 90-page curriculum, going back and they seen it and they're like, oh my goodness, we have to find funding for this. So I developed a curriculum called Scale High Program, which helps prepare students for life after high school. It's been funded and implemented within our local school districts in Long Beach for the past 5 years. And then I was also hired by local government agencies to develop curriculum as well. So I started there, and then now I help day-to-day entrepreneurs, celebrities, podcast hosts, speakers, coaches, trainers, cosmetologists. I mean, you name it. I've worked with every industry, helping them build out their online course.
I'm the best because I come here to America in 2000. I've been here for 18 years, and I come here with only $2 in my pocket, and the only word I know in English is job. And I come here because I don't want to make sure my mom don't cry no more. Because my mom cry every day because we don't have food, we sleep on the floor, and I come here for my mom, and now my mom don't cry no more, and the result never lie. This one here, I'm here. Yeah, thank you.
So Real Social Dynamics is the largest dating coaching company, and it's also the market leader because its team is creating content every week in the field, taking guys out as opposed to just talking about it, live interacting with people in 70 different countries. And I think one of the things about us that's the most unique is that if you're a first-year instructor for our company, we'll send you on a 100+ city tour where you'll have to engage with our audience around the world. And you'll do that with a video team teaching you from scratch how to build your brand, and a marketing team at headquarters building you up from scratch. And as a result of that, the amount of training and learning lessons you learn from engaging with clients and understanding what they need and want allows you to fulfill it better than anyone else. And in the video content that we'll deliver from having a video team go with them will be better than the paid content, even though it's completely free on YouTube to grow. And that's why the brands will grow faster than the other competition.
Awesome. Well, I am the best in my field because I'm affiliated with and connected to Power Team. How's that? Because I want you to think about this for just a minute. How many of you in the audience have been to my 2-day class? You have graduated from my 2-day class. So there's several of you in the room. Life-changing experience? Absolutely. Life-changing experience, life-changing experience, Did we talk about this ahead of time? No, we don't have to talk about this ahead of time, do we? Because it is a life-changing experience. The content is that good. When you understand the value of monetizing your intellectual property, and the fact that when you monetize intellectual property, you understand there's nothing that is more scalable in the business world than intellectual property. And there's no better way to monetize your intellectual property and to increase the value of your intellectual property than by you holding your book in one hand and a microphone in the other. And so I think all of you probably know that Power Team is the leading entity, I believe, in the world, certainly in North America, and I really believe in the world, in terms of being able to put all the pieces of the puzzle together, right? I know you and I have been talking a little bit about this, right? Do you feel like all the pieces of the puzzle are now coming into place?
They are.
Yeah, and part of the reason for that is because she came to our course, but then she understood through that when you're going to monetize your intellectual property, you've got to have all the pieces to the puzzle, right? And it cannot be DIY. I know, I think it was you that said something about don't cheap it out on your legal fees, right? You understand in today's business world, when we cheap things out, we look like DIY business people. You know what I mean by DIY? Do it yourself. What kind of image does that portray when we look like DIY out in the marketplace? Do people want to hire DIY professionals? I think not. And so Power Team, behind the resources of the course that I teach, is what makes the course that I teach so powerful. All right, last thing, this will be the last thing for each one of you. Would you just let these folks know how they can get in touch with you? How is it that they can learn more about your services? Just tell us how they can find you.
If you want to see how we develop our video content, which are kind of like featurettes, if you go to rcnation.com, those articles will link to our YouTube network, and that'll show you kind of like how we run our social media and how we build our brand. If you want to email me, I'm pretty easy. It's Nick, N-I-C-K, at kho.biz, B-I-Z.
You can find me on Instagram. Is Riyadh Hamdi _ is RIADHHAMDI _ Instagram.
If if you would like a free discovery call to talk about your online course, you guys can go to my website, dupealeru.com. That's DUPEALERU.com. And then my Instagram is @DupeAleru.
Can you spell that again?
I talk fast. DUPEALERU. ERU. .com. So DupeAleru.com.
And I can be found at my website, deannchase.com, DEANN chase.com. I will also be hosting some of the Gold Masterminds here in the South Bay. So please come and see me if you're interested in attending any of those.
Can we have a tremendous round of applause for our families?